All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely critical to our success. We're going to dive into how we're using a really powerful combination of technologies to build, secure, and manage our ADGM-regulated settlement system. And just to be clear, this isn't just some IT upgrade. This is a core part of our entire strategy, designed to give us a serious advantage in what is, a very tough environment.
So let's just start with the one question that really drives every single decision we make. In this world of intense regulatory pressure and, frankly, constant threats, how do we guarantee compliance? How do we provide absolute bulletproof security for our settlement system? This is the challenge we were built to solve.
And look, the stakes couldn't be any higher. As a Category 3C licensed firm under the ADGM's FSRA, we live in a pretty unique reality. We are trusted with highly sensitive client money. We have to deal with incredibly strict anti-money laundering and risk rules, and we have the FSRA looking over our shoulder constantly. In this world, getting things right isn't just a nice to have, it's a must.
So, here's a quick roadmap for what we're about to cover. We'll start with the compliance challenge itself, then I'll introduce our strategic tech solution. After that, we'll break down how it gives us automated compliance, keeps us audit-ready 24/7, and really hardens our security, which all adds up to that powerful strategic advantage we're all looking for.
Okay, let's get right into our solution. The heart of it is a pretty big shift in how we think about things. We're moving away from manual, error-prone processes, and we're embracing automated precision. This is where our competitive edge really starts to take shape.
We pull this off with a concept called Infrastructure as Code, or ISC for short. Now, what does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. Instead of people manually clicking around to set up servers, networks, and databases, we write a master blueprint. That blueprint is the code, and it defines our entire system, top to bottom. The whole process is automated, it's perfectly repeatable every single time, and it basically eliminates human error.
And our blueprint gets brought to life by two key tools that work in perfect harmony. First, you've got Terraform. Think of Terraform as our architect. It writes the high-level plan, creating all the foundational stuff, the virtual machines, the networks, the core pieces. Then, Ansible comes in, and Ansible is the master builder. It takes that blueprint from the architect and does all the detailed work, configuring every single server, installing the right software, and applying all of our security rules with perfect consistency. One designs, the other builds. It's that simple.
So, what's the first big win here? Automated compliance. We're not just crossing our fingers and hoping we're compliant. No, we are literally embedding the FSRA's rules right into the code that builds our system from the very beginning.
This is exactly how we do it. We take all those complex regulatory policies and we turn them into code. These rules aren't just sitting in a binder on a shelf somewhere. They are live, active, automated checks that are constantly running inside our system. And, of course, this approach just slashes the risk of manual errors and guarantees we're always compliant.
Let me show you how this actually works day to day. Before any new piece of infrastructure is even created, Terraform runs automated checks to make sure it already meets our policies. Then, Ansible uses automated scripts to scan our systems, making sure everything is configured just right and automatically enforcing our AML and risk rules. This guarantees our environments are always consistent, which is so crucial for regulators because the configurations are idempotent. And all that means is they give you the exact same result every single time you run them. No surprises.
Now, when you have this level of automated compliance, something else amazing happens. It leads directly to our second key advantage. We're always in a state of audit readiness. This completely changes the game. Audits go from being this huge, disruptive scramble to a streamlined, totally predictable process. And the secret sauce for this is an immutable, version-controlled history of, everything. Just imagine a perfect, unchangeable digital logbook that records every single change made to our system, who made it, and when they made it. That's exactly what we have. It gives us and our regulators total transparency.
And believe me, this makes audits so much faster and cheaper. We use Terraform to constantly check for any drift, and that's just any change that doesn't match our approved blueprint, and it tells us about it immediately. We also use Ansible to run automated inventory and vulnerability scans on a regular schedule. So what this means is, when an auditor asks for a report, we don't have to spend weeks scrambling to pull it together. The data is just there, ready to go.
This brings us to our third pillar, fortifying security. Our philosophy here is pretty simple. Security can't be an afterthought, something you try to bolt on at the end.
It has to be woven into the very fabric of the infrastructure right from day one.
And here's how we make that real. To protect client money transfers, we use tools like Vault to securely manage all of our credentials, and we use Ansible to automatically rotate them. When a new vulnerability is discovered somewhere out in the world, Ansible can deploy patches across our entire system in minutes, not days, which lets us tackle fraud risks in near real time. This is what proactive, automated security really looks like.
So when you put it all together, the automated compliance, the constant audit readiness, and the security that's built right in, what does it all add up to? Well, it adds up to a clear, sustainable strategic advantage that goes way beyond just ticking regulatory boxes. It drives real business value.
And I mean tangible value. Studies on this approach have shown it can lead to a 40% improvement in how efficiently you use your resources, and you can see cost reductions of up to 30%. By automating all that manual work, we free up our expert teams to focus on innovation, not just putting out fires. This doesn't just make us more secure and compliant, it makes us leaner and more efficient.
So, to just pull it all together, this technology stack gives us 5 massive advantages. 1, we dramatically reduce our regulatory risk. 2, we streamline our audits like never before. 3, we create a hardened, proactive security posture. 4, we improve our operational and cost efficiency. And maybe the most important one of all, number 5, we enhance our resilience and the trust that our clients and our regulators place in us.
So I'll leave you with just one final thought to consider. In an environment that's defined by constant change and intense scrutiny, where the cost of a single mistake can be enormous, is relying on old-school manual processes a risk we can really afford to take? Our answer is a definite no, and this automated approach is exactly how we secure our future. Thank you.